Oh, by Skechers.
Like little.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here.
Hey there, paranormal peeps! It's me, Paranormal Girl, and today I am on my laptop doing a video, as you can see in the top left corner. Well, kind of see, top 15 scary paranormal footage that should not exist. I am actually reacting to a chills video. I came up with this idea a little while ago, but it's not just reacting, it's me debunking or giving my opinion towards the video of what I think it is. So it's either, like, I might see it and be like, well, that's fake, there's no denying it, that is fake. Or it could be like, I can't explain anything else, it's real. And I do believe in ghosts, so I'm not going to say it has to be fake. So, but I like to analyze videos because things will legitimately be fake. Sorry about how weird it may look. This is my first time trying to do this with like my screen, with a screen in the back, my light in front of me. I'm actually not in my room right now, so it's also not my normal recording area, but hopefully next time it can be more normal. So I also will be linking the video that I am watching right now down in the description below, and I'm also not going to be reacting to everything, so you're going to want to go watch the video to see every single one of these. So let's get started.
An airport? There's no way to know exactly what this is.
Okay, so I hope you saw that. It was right there. Is that coming from the bathroom, or is it coming from like a overhead carrier?
The guard begins to approach the shadow as it darts several times from behind the wall. Each time it seems to either get larger or expose more of itself. Finally, the guard realizes this apparition is not human.
One thing about that is, like, if this is a real thing, I would hate to be stuck in this situation for the reason of the thing's getting, it's almost like you turn on the light and the person's there. Turn it off. Or just the other way around. Like, the light's on, they're gone. Turn it off, and they're closer. On. Closer. It's like, the thing's starting to, like, peer out at you more and more. Now you're turning around and running. It's like, you want to think, like, that must be the scariest, like, 15 seconds of your life when you're running, because they're behind you, probably. Probably what's happening, they're behind you, and you don't know what it is, and you don't know what's coming. So, in that situation, I just kind of feel like, well, I'm stuck. Doomed for dead. Why? So that's just, I just wouldn't want to be in that situation in general, because, like, yes, I like the paranormal and, like, paranormal investigation and stuff, but, like, I don't want to, like, die, because that, as of right now, and I forgot to say for the previous one, I'm gonna say that one's real. It's like an in-between. It's, like, real, and I have no reason to say it's not real, but there's nothing that's, like, there's no denying it, that's real beyond real, because it's hard to say that something's real beyond real unless you're there, and it's like, yeah, I know 100%, so I'm gonna say that one's real, and this one,
so he turns and runs off the plane.
I would too. So there it is. It's gone. What was that sound? That, like, what was that sound? I don't like that, because that was right before he ran. So did that come from the creature, or was that, like, him? Because if you hear, like, it's not the greatest quality, like, sound. So it's like, so is that, like, him, like, starting to, like, ah? Or is that coming from the creature? And you just hear, and you only hear his footsteps.
Number 13.
Okay. I'm gonna say that one's, I don't really see why it's not real, because his reaction was correct, as in, like, it's not something that seems faked, and, if you like, while you're looking at it, one big thing, like, that makes some hoaxes really obvious is if a camera jerks, like, up or down, and the thing on it goes with it, it's fake. It stays, very loyally to that one spot as it like leans out more and more. He also doesn't notice it he doesn't like react terrified of it at first. He obviously notices it, but it's like, oh, there's somebody on the plane who's like, are they gone? They're not. And then, like, as it goes, they're like, no. I can't say what it is. That's not gonna happen. I can't say what that is. But I'm gonna say it's real.
From Japan is related to the paranormal, and the guests are perfect.
Because they showed, like, the fact that, like, a head showed up. Notice that people are, like, walking behind them and walking into that, like, darkness. I just want to point that out right now.
Professionals in the field. This video features a clip filmed at a concert that allegedly documents proof of a spirit.
Makes sense.
A woman stands on the stage while speaking to the crowd. The footage is grainy, but clear enough to see that there is a face behind the speaker.
Okay. I feel like you could kind of notice something behind them. So the screen goes dark. Okay, I'm currently not thinking that this is a ghost, because it's like, oh, like their face is showing up behind them, but you saw people walk behind them before into that, like, dark area. So it is possible that somebody happened to come up behind them, because you don't hear people react. But some of the stuff just only shows up on camera. And then it shows up as they bend down and it goes dark. They could have been somebody who was walking behind them. So right now I'm not saying this one's real, and the other one that I did, I'm gonna say that one... See, I'm not good with these ones necessarily. I'm better with the ones when stuff is moving. Because, like, some of that stuff, it's obvious, and some of it's not. This stuff is kind of harder for me to do. But I'm gonna say the last one's kind of like a... If it was real, I wouldn't be like, there's no way, and if it wasn't real, I'd be like, yeah. So I'm gonna say that one's a solid middle, and this one I'm saying is not real. Also, if we get a look. Okay, so it's already starting to black out, and their face is, like, pretty much gone. But before that, they weren't translucent, but I know they don't have to be. Don't freak out at me about that. I'm not feeling it.
The ghostly white face with dark hair.
They're pale. Like, look at that person's face, because they're under a light. So, I point at the screen like you can see me. That person's face, of course, is pixelated, but they don't exactly look fleshy and not sick. But this is because of the light. You look at the person behind them who has white skin. Like, pale white skin, like the person in front of them. I'm just trying to point out stuff.
The ghostly white face with dark hair and eyes.
Like the other person?
Of
course, it is pixelated, but probably have darker colored eyes, the person in front of them, and black hair. And keep in mind that, like, this is just my opinion. I'm not bashing anybody for it. I'm just saying that in my opinion, this doesn't seem like the most real.
From behind the speaker, who is unaware of the presence. This footage is slowed down, however. The figure seems to move quickly and vanishes as the woman walks away from the mic. It is unknown.
They're not vanishing. I'm just pointing stuff out. That's just the light going black.
If the guests at the concert also notice the figure, but the zoom shot offers post-production a clear visual of the entity.
Okay, so it shifts. It lifts up. Do you have a criticism for this? If you watch it, it's almost like one of those things. Obviously, cameras are just taking, like, videos, like, pictures and video put with it. But this one seems like the pictures might be slightly spaced out because how, like, her movements don't look smooth, they look cut. So, that just makes it kind of hard to tell. So, it goes up, it whips around, and goes back down. I don't think this is a string, because with a string, somebody would have to be on the other side of the camera, like, holding it up and over, which is not impossible. But one thing with me and strings is, like, you have to, like, get it tight, and you have to pull it around with it staying on its tip. Like, something like this, you'd have to spend countless hours and hours. Oops. And I guess if you really, really wanted to get, like, known for this stuff. So that one I don't think is a string, and I don't think it's a magnet because it's not the front that's reacting, it's the back.
Donna shares that she had a feudal relationship with her brother before his passing in 2009 in a series of videos.
What was she doing with her hand? She was on the side and she was doing this. I feel like I've heard of a trick where you can make a coin bounce. I don't know why, but I feel like I've heard a trick that you can make a coin bounce.
Donna shared her evidence, which includes cups and decor being thrown.
Okay, so something like that looks like it could have been a string, but it's not that possible because of the lid. Unless the lid had like a hole right, I'm pointing like you can see right here and like the tip and it was pulling it up. But
Donna shared her evidence, which includes cups and decor being
I don't think that's a string either, because that's always your first assumption, but I feel like I heard a trick where you can make a coin bounce in a jar.
thrown.
And it had momentum. The thing is with a string, you'd go up and back down. That thing went up and it was out. So they would have had to, like, yank the string and, like, just let it go.
Weird. Oh my gosh.
Hey.
The surface isn't wet or anything, it's all dry. So there's no reason for it to be moving. And it's moving again.
Okay, so it moves in a general area, which is making me a little bit suspicious about that one being a string, because it's like, it's sitting there, and it's like, move, move, move. And with the fact that it's a handle, that one might be a string, because you're pulling, you have somebody off camera, pull the string a little bit, pull the string a little bit, they move a little bit, pull it, so it's changing its area, but it's still going in the general area. So that could have been a string, but two out of three of them I can't say is a string.
A chandelier swinging mysteriously, and
so that, I want to see the beginning of this video before that happens, because that's something where you just, guys, look, the chandelier's moving! Not trying to bash, but that's very possible.
other miscellaneous items being gently moved around. Additionally, Donna...
Okay. See, I don't know if in this video she's talking like, look, it's moving, but she's like looking at it on the screen, or if she's talking about something else and she's not noticing it. Because
claims that she was pinned to her bed and attacked by the...
Because that's something that can happen with a string. That's like always the first thing you look for is string. Because that's something, somebody's on the other side, they're just like pulling it gently and like it's swinging and stuff.
Spirit, which resulted in physical injuries after recording the footage.
Okay. So that could have been a string. So right now I'm going to say 2 out of the 4 of them could have been string. I'm going to say 2 out of the 4 of them could have been strings and 1 of them could have just been yeeting the chandelier. Okay. So that one is like an in-between, because if you think about it, 5 out of the 3 of them, because that's possible. 3 out of the 5 of them have explanation for how it can happen. 2 out of the 5 of them, I'm kind of sitting here like, I don't know what happened. My nose is running. So I'm not sure about that one, because it's like, well, the first 2, I don't know how you could really do that with a string. I guess the it's spoon. If you had like the tip of it magnetized, but you'd have to move the magnet through the counter. So I'm not saying that one's a string. The second one, I think some of it could be real and some of it isn't real, because some people like they get like small stuff to happen, but they really want to bring it in. So they're like, oh my goodness, look at all this stuff happening. Like, the chandelier's moving, guys. And I'm not trying. I feel like I'm making fun of her, and I don't mean to. But I'm gonna say that one's half fake, half real. Like, some of it's real and some of it's not. Okay. I feel like I've seen this in a different video.
A San Francisco college campus.
Okay. So there's this video I was going to make for you guys. I still want to make it. It's called How to Figure Out a Hoax, because my mom's home. So, And it's like all these different things to look for in a hoax. And one of the things in it is, I still have to remake this whole video because that happened before I got my new camera. So like stuff stopped, and that was when my old laptop bit the dust and I had a new one that couldn't use my old editing thing, and I had to turn it on my parents' computer. But it'll happen eventually. I really hope so, because it's actually a really helpful video, because that's what I look for in these paranormal videos. But if you notice when they step in, there's this one spot. Now, this could totally be an accident, because one of the things is like that hidden, neglected spot. Something that's either obvious or not, that's completely neglected. They put as little attention to it. But if you notice, when, I'll go back. So, watch. Okay, so he enters, he goes by just right, because it comes out a little bit. Somebody goes through there, they step back for a second as he enters the rest of the room, he turns a little bit, gives them enough time to wait, turn, and you don't know how many times they could have tried this. And I'm just saying this in the point of if it's a hoax. Go around, and
It was allegedly filmed by a night guard.
So he's like looking
after
around.
He experienced paranormal occurrences.
Does he look inside of a... See, something about that is that looks like it's a locker. That looks like... It might be a classroom, I can't tell. But that almost looks like it's a locker.
Night guard, after he experienced paranormal
Yeah, that looks a lot like a locker. That's one thing. It looks like he looks inside of a locker.
occurrences.
He like just sticks the camera inside of a locker, like come on, come on.
The halls and peers into several
calls
dark
her out,
classrooms.
and you look, and she's right here. He looks in there. She cuts across. She goes there.
After checking one pitch black
so
room,
he's
pans outward,
sketched out,
and a dark human figure can be seen swiftly running from the shot.
Lighting. Sorry. So he neglects that spot. He turns slightly. He looks up. Then he turns to show us for a split
the figure
second.
And the way it seems to glide or float away.
But I must have gone forward. I'm gonna go back. So he's going. He skips there. He looks up, and then he shows. It's hard to catch it, but he actually shows a small spot for a quick second where somebody could have stood. This is something where people show little. It's like somebody. If I'm like trying to convince you that like something paranormal is going on, guys, like look, this is ruffling or something. And it's like, look, I move it this way, and it's like, look, I'm showing you what's behind me. Like, look, there's nobody there. It can't happen. And I don't bring any attention to this. Somebody's probably back there like, spoopy, spoopy, spoopy. So, little attention to it. So I could, like glance back there, but I'm not showing you back there.
From the semi-transparent and dark appearance.
Semi-transparent? It doesn't look transparent to me. Like, I don't see any transparency. I just see a black figure or dark figure.
And the way it seems to glide or float away, it's clear that this is not a real person. The guard is instantly startled by the sighting and begins to run in fear.
Okay, so they go look around. Look, and I'm out here. So you're looking out here, and let's see.
By the sighting,
I found something.
Begins to run in fear. As he runs, he captures footage.
So
begins to run in fear.
So he shows nothing.
Additionally,
look, there's something. Use my finger right here. Is that a classroom, maybe?
As he runs,
that looks like a classroom. So I think if somebody went into that room, because you don't really see it well. And then it's like, look, there's nobody who's gone up the stairs because they went out into the hall.
Wasn't hiding in the surrounding area. So
that one, I'm going to say, is fake. Whether it's to draw attention, to just see how many people they could freak out. I don't know why they made the video, but I'm saying it's fake. I could be wrong, but I'm going to say it's fake.